Y'all, look at this. So, by looking at her hair, I didn't think it was as tangled as it was, but it was a little bit more tangled than I thought. And I wanted to show y'all my process, how I go about detangling their hair. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit frustrated because I didn't think I was gonna have to deal with tangles. Usually, I know when their hair is a little bit tangled, but yeah, I wasn't expecting to have to fight with her hair as much. So, this is my process of getting their hair detangled. Now, I would usually use my Moisture Defense hair milk. It's a really good detangler, but I did not feel like going to get one. And this is what I had next to me was my conditioning curl cream, and it did the job. So anytime you're detangling, you always want to break down into smaller sections and work with small sections. You don't want to try to go at it all at one time. And lately I've been trying to say things that I would think are obvious, but it's only because I've been doing my daughter's hair as well as my hair, my natural hair, for so long. But I have to think about the fact that when I first went natural many years ago, I didn't really know too much about my hair and I didn't know how to care for my curly hair. So I'm approaching this as if I'm talking to someone who just went natural and really just doesn't know much about natural hair. But y'all see, I kind of got this broken down into smaller sections, and then I just went in with that conditioning curl cream just to kind of get the curls to have a little bit of give. This helps a lot just to give it a little bit of slip and to help your comb glide through the curls. Now today we're doing some medium-sized twists. They're not quite mini twists, but they're not chunky twists. They're just like mid-size, average-size twists. And I'm doing that because she just had mini twists, and mini twists have to come down after, like, you don't want to keep them in too long. Even 8 weeks is a little bit of a stretch because it's a little bit of a hassle to take them down. I've done it before. I've done it several times, but I am just not in the mood for dealing with taking down mini twists because after a while they just tangle up. So honestly, I wouldn't advise keeping mini twists in longer than about 6 weeks. To me, that's the sweet spot. So I'm doing them a little bit bigger because if you do them like slightly larger, then you won't have to worry about them tangling up as much. And so you can keep them in a little bit longer. And this girl does not like to get her hair done often. So I am going to go with the mid-size twist. I didn't even tell her. I said, what do you want, mini twist or mini braids? She said mini twist. I said, okay, medium twist it is. So this is how it looks after I got everything detangled. And I like to go through and detangle everything before I start styling. What's going to give you sanity if you have a small child or if you have a child whose hair you have to do, this just keeping everything nice and neat, all of your products, keep everything neat, keep the sections neat, go through and detangle everything all at once, and then go through and twist everything, section things off, make your life easy. That's what's gonna give you a little bit of encouragement to do their hair, because I promise you, if you have a chaotic space, a chaotic workspace, or if you're doing their hair in a chaotic way, like detangling one section, twisting that all up, and then moving on, or just not doing it in an organized way, it's gonna make you never want to do your child's natural hair again. So that's just a little helpful tip. And I'm using, like I said, my conditioning curl cream to twist her hair. I'm not using any other product. For Jada, her hair is very high porosity. So her hair it absorbs product really well. And I didn't want her to have that weighed down look. I wanted her twist to look nice and fluffy. And if I put too much product in her hair, it will be weighed down for like a week or two. So I wanted to just do the one product, the conditioning curl cream. For me, I would usually use my conditioning curl cream as well as my hair and scalp grease on the length of my hair. But for her, conditioning curl cream is just fine. She has a larger curl pattern. So this is what I use for her. And you're going to see the twists are nice and fluffy. She has, I wouldn't say low density hair, but she doesn't have very high density hair. But you're going to see I'm going to be able to achieve a nice full twist. And this is my grease. What I did was, I know I just said I didn't use grease, but I wanted them to have that nice shine, the sheen that my grease offers. And so what I did was, after I twisted them up, I just put it on the outside of the twist, because if you're not combing it through, it's not going to weigh it down. So just a little bit of clarity on that. And you see it, you can't really see it on camera, but it has a nice high gloss, and I really like the twist to look glossy. Now here I'm doing her part from ear to ear. That's why I pointed at that. This is another helpful tip. As you can see, she has finer edges. Her the hair around the perimeter of her head is a little bit finer, so I don't like to do those twists in the front as small as I do the ones in the back. So parting the hair from ear to ear like this, it keeps you from having to do that section on the side in the front where you're going to do her edges the same size as the ones in the back, if that makes sense. I really hope it does, because I don't know how to explain it any other way than that. But you want to be mindful of the size that you do your twists anywhere your hair is more fine. So for her, like I said, that's around the edges. She has a ton of baby hair, and she just has finer hair around her edges. So we want to make sure we do a larger twist, a larger section. That way when she takes these down, her hair isn't just falling out on the edges, because it's gonna just clump up and knot up, and yeah, you don't want that. So do larger sections around the edges. And if you want to get your hands on any of the products that you see in the video, you can go to kellyloganhair.com. I have all of my products listed on my website. If you are new to my channel, I have a full scope of products, everything from shampoo and conditioner to braid and lock gel, scalp oils, anything you need. So you can check that out. And if you have never ordered before, you can use the code YouTube15 to get 15% off of your first order. And I promise y'all, the next video I do on myself is going to be mini braids. Someone gave me a really good idea on one of my previous videos. She told me that I should do like a grid or a map of how many parts I do. And I know it kind of differs because everybody's head size is different. I have a large head, and everybody's hair density is different, but I want to discuss just how you map out your parts. I don't think I've done like a comprehensive parting video, so I'm looking forward to that. And I know I've been promising it for a minute. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but every time I do another video, it's always like, all right, and my next video is, and it's never that. So this next video is going to be a mini braid tutorial on my hair, and I'm going to do a full-blown parting tutorial, or as in-depth and granular as I can get. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I really don't have much else to say. I'm just gonna finish out this video with some music and let y'all just vibe out for the last, I want to say, minute or so. But thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the final reveal of how Jada's twists look, and make sure you subscribe if you aren't already subscribed and you want to see more of my content. All right, y'all, see you in the next one.